the Prince of Peace, the Lord Jesus. We ask this in his mighty name, knowing that he must keep his promises, so that when he does come again, we'll not be fearful or anxious, but expectant and joyful, for he shall reign forever and ever. And all God's people said, amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. City Clerk, if you will take note that all of us are here this morning on our roll. And if we could, from the Commission, get an approval of the minutes from the November 15, 2022 meeting, please.
Motion for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second for the approval of the November 15th meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. All right, we don't have any proclamations this morning, but we will entertain any comments from the City Commission. Commissioner Dorsey?
No comments, Mayor.
All right.
No comments.
Okay.
Might as well have no comments.
All right.
No comments.
No comments.
I'd just like to thank our department heads for all the work they do and their staffs. A lot of things going on in town, a lot of calls and questions, so I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you.
And I'll add to that as well, in the season of the spirit of the season. Thanks for all of the staff and department heads that have worked on decorations in and around the city. They look great on the streets, in our civic center, and all around. So I want to say thank y'all for helping us set that spirit and the tone and the ice rink, and I think that that's being enjoyed as well. So thank everyone for that. Appreciate our emergency responders, as this is typically a busy time of year, and appreciate them and their efforts as they watch and guide and protect us and take care of us. So with that, City Manager, I'll turn it over to you for your report, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just following up on what you were saying about Christmas, announcing an event this weekend, December the 10th, starting at 10:30 is the Christmas Festival downtown. This will be on Foster Street, and there'll be a number of Christmas activities, including the ice rink and some rides, holiday crafts for sale, that sort of thing. So we encourage everybody to come downtown and enjoy that event. At this time, I would like to introduce everybody to our December Employee of the Month, Mr. Tyrone Spencer with Dothan Utilities. Tyrone, if you'd meet me at the podium, Billy as well, we'll present you with this. Tyrone exceeds the expectations of supervisors with each task he is assigned. He always makes sure that safety is the #1 priority. He's extremely detailed in his record keeping, including work orders, logbooks, and reports. He is quick to respond when called out after hours or for emergency response. Tyrone has been a leader long before he was promoted to line supervisor. Tyrone consistently sets a great example for everyone working with him. He has a positive, enthusiastic attitude and is always helpful and willing to go the extra mile to get the desired results. Tyrone regularly receives compliments from the public, other departments, other agencies, and fellow electric department co-workers. His knowledge, kind demeanor, and positive attitude make him an ideal representative of Dothan Utilities and the city of Dothan. In fact, when customers have any issue, Tyrone is the go-to person to handle these concerns and always does so in a professional manner. Tyrone sets the standard for himself and his crew well above expectations. He steps up and gets the job done. Tyrone was promoted to line supervisor and has assumed the role without hesitation. His attention to detail, hard work, and dedication are evident each and every day. He brings a new enthusiasm and outlook to the supervisory role and the city of Dothan as a whole. Tyrone, congratulations, sir. Well deserved.
Hey, this is a great guy. He does a great job. He's kind. He's well respected, and he takes care of his folks. These line supervisors, you may not see the power, you may not see the electricity, but they're out there making sure these guys are safe, the public's safe, and when you need help, these are the first guys, and he's one of the first guys. I can't tell you how proud I am to know him, to be associated with him, and that he's got this award, and he didn't want to be up here, but he is. So he's got a big speech that he was going to write out. Or you can go shake his hand.
I appreciate it.
This time, I'd like to ask Chief Benny to come up to the podium, and Sandra Jarrett, who we are recognizing today for 30 years of service. Sandra?
So 30 years of service to the city of Dothan and the citizens. That's 30 years of day shifts, night shifts, rotating shifts, 911 calls. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Sandra and her family, her husband Cliff, for supporting her through this journey. Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, sir, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Thank you for sharing all of that with us this morning. If you're following along on your agenda, we are on item number 7, which is communications from the city clerk. This morning, we have an application for a retail beer and retail table wine license for a Family Dollar store at number 25947, 1707 Montgomery Highway by Harry Spencer. At this particular time, if there's anyone that wishes to speak on item number 7, if they would approach the podium and state their name, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Jonathan Crumley. I'm here as a consultant and representative of Family Dollar. We're just here to answer any questions you might have about this application in hopes that it gets granted.
All right.
Thank you.
Any questions, Commissioner? Okay. All right, seeing no questions, anyone else to speak? We'll call for a motion for approval or denial.
Motion for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, we have 2 public hearings. Item number 8 is a public hearing regarding the assessment of costs associated with structure abatement proceedings for properties determined to be nuisances. If you wish to speak on this particular item, item number 8, then please step forward to the podium and state your name.
Good morning. Thanks for your time. I'm Jesse Brown. This is Edith Brown. On the paper, it says Jesse Brown. That's my dad that it's referring to. He's no longer with us. So that's what it's talking about. I'm just here to help her.
All
So she wants to read this quick statement from the attorney. Good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being patient with me.
Sure.
Oh, goodness. My name is Edith Brown. I am the recent widow of Jesse O. Brown, who passed away in July of 2022. The city failed to send any notice as the documents obtained by my son from Travis Falk establish the September 2, 2021 letter providing notice was never delivered. See Exhibit A, September 2nd, 2021 letter. And tracking from USPS for the September 2nd, 2021 letter attached as Exhibit B. Therefore, the City of Dothan never properly provided notice nor held a hearing, nor did the city commissioners or any appropriate governing body ever make a determination of a finding of necessity prior to demolishing my deceased husband and my property at 1420 Hartford Highway, Dothan, Alabama. The failure of having a public necessity hearing prior to demolishing the property at 1420 Hartford Highway, Dothan, Alabama, is a direct violation of the City of Dothan's ordinance, Chapter 14, Article 9, subsection 114, and Alabama Code 11-53B-2. Despite never making a finding of a public necessity to demolish this property, nor providing proper notice to me or my ailing husband of any notice of building code. Can you take over?
Code or properly notify me or my husband of the building code is a violation of the City of Dothan's ordinance. Additionally, my husband nor I were residing at 1209 Goomba Street in April of 2022, and they have never received certified mail notifying us of finding necessity to demolish, nor proper notice of the City of Dothan's intent to demolish our property at 1420 Hartford Highway. The March 29th letter was not sent via certified mail and was not left for me or my husband because neither of us were residing at 1209 Goomba Street, and no proper notice has been delivered. An opportunity to remedy or respond and defend the property at 1420 Hartford Highway. That's in violation of the City of Dothan's ordinance, Article 9, Chapter 14, subsection 116, and Alabama Code 11-53B-3. See Exhibit C, March 29th letter, and Exhibit D, USPS tracking for March 29th letter. Additionally, my husband was a locksmith and personal property was inside the building. 1420 Hartford Highway, personnel of the City of Dothan were seen removing the property and contents, and such personal contents damaged, removed, and destroyed is estimated a value of $6,405.20. I pray this committee will provide for these wrongs of failing to notify me or my husband and the wrongful taking of the personal contents of the building in excess of $6,405.20, and deny the resolution in the amount of $6,405.20 in compliance with City of Dothan's ordinance, Article 9, Chapter 14, subsection 118, Alabama Code 11-53B-3. The taking of my husband and my property without proper notice is a due process of law violation, and allow this to serve as notice in violation of the City of Dothan's ordinance, Article 9, Chapter 14, subsection 116, Alabama Code 11-53B-3. The long and short of it is, they were both sick for that whole year. They weren't at the residence where this letter was supposedly delivered. They have the proof here in the exhibits. My dad died in July, so he couldn't defend himself for any of the stuff. And suddenly, my friend calls me, and they're tearing down the property. So it's gone. It's a vacant lot. All the stuff that was in there, that was their business for, decades. They were sick. They couldn't defend themselves to fix it or file a defense against it or whatever. So they tore it down. So basically, what we're asking is to basically call it even, and, the property that's inside the stuff, the building sold for the amount that you charge to demolish it. We can call it even there. Basically, deny the resolution in the amount of $6,405.20. I got other stuff if you want to see it. If you have any questions.
City Manager, do you have a recommendation on how to move forward from?
Well, I mean, I think it probably behooves us not to take any action on this particular item today, and let us spend some time and kind of unwind what's happened here so that we can generate a path forward. You probably need to file a claim for the contents, and we'll, obviously, we're very sorry for your loss. It's a
I appreciate
horrible,
that.
horrible time.
It was kind of just sprung up on us, and like I say, he's got the thing, nobody signed for this message.
Sure.
The building's just sitting there, they're in the nursing home, he's in the hospital, and then all of a sudden, our building's gone with all the stuff that they, for our business that's been there for decades.
Okay.
So that's where we're at on that, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen.
Yeah, if we can just remove that from the resolution today, and then we'll unwind what's happened. We'll let Mr. McDonald get your contact information and set up some time to meet
I
and
just want to
discuss.
make it known that that we care about it. She just graduated from the wheelchair to the walker. So
Hadn't
we're just
worked
glad.
in a year. We
So we're just glad.
have no
we're-
money.
We're glad that she's here. They haven't worked in a year, and the shop is still there, but now it's not there.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you for your time. Just let us know what we need to do next. And,
Yes, sir.
um,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You do. Okay.
We'll move to it when we get to item 11. We will. Okay. All right. All right, we are, unless there's anybody else speaking on item number 8, we will call that public hearing on item 8 closed. And on your agenda, we're at now item number 9, public hearing regarding the issuance of the city's 2023 limited obligation revenue warrant in the amount of $190,000 in regards to participation with the Economic Development Agreement by and between the City of Dothan, Alabama, and FB 1907 LLC. This will be referenced in items number 12 and 13 below. If there's anyone who wishes to speak on this particular item at this time, please step forward and state your name, please. Seeing none, I will call public hearing closed on item number 9. All right, we are on item number 10, ordinance number 2022-367. It's amending Chapter 6, Alcoholic Beverages of the Code of Ordinances, Article Number 3, Entertainment District, Sections 6103, Rules in its entirety.
Motion for immediate consideration. Second.
We have a motion and a second for immediate consideration. All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay.
Motion for approval. Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion or explanation for media and/or crowd? Can we do that, please? Somebody?
Yes, sir. This is, pertains to the entertainment district, which is a zone in the immediate downtown that provides for people who purchase alcoholic beverages inside a licensed establishment, then to walk outside with those beverages on the sidewalk and in public areas within the entertainment district. The current ordinance provides that the entertainment district is in effect only during certain specified events by the city commission. This ordinance will allow the entertainment district to be in effect during the day from 11 a.m. To midnight, so that in the entertainment district, people can go in and out of licensed establishments and walk around with an alcoholic beverage or sit in dining opportunities on the sidewalk or in public areas. So this all fits within our plans for downtown to enhance the entertainment opportunities.
Any questions from the commission?
So you can't enter an establishment with a container that was purchased elsewhere? Is
You
that
cannot.
correct? But you can walk out of the establishment and mingle around in the whole downtown entertainment district?
Yes, sir.
Well, I know there's people that think this is a good thing. I happen to not be one of them for personal reasons, so I don't see a need for us to have on-street drinking all the time during normal business hours, but that's where I'm at, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other commission discussion, questions? All right. No other questions or discussion. I'll call the question then on item number 10. All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay.
Nay.
Thank you, Commissioner. We're at item number 11, resolution number 2022-368, confirming the cost incurred in structure abatement proceedings for properties determined to be nuisances and turn the amounts over to the county tax collector to be added to the next regular bills for taxes levied against the properties.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Do we need to amend?
Nah, we don't need to amend that, right, Wendy? We'll just work with the family without amending the
Well,
resolution.
if it gets approved, I send it to the county to put on next year's property tax. If it gets approved with it on there.
We need to remove
We
item
need to
number 11.
amend it, remove that one address.
Yeah, just amend it to remove 1420 Harper Highway.
All right, motion to amend to remove 1420 Harper Highway.
We have a motion and a second for the amendment. Any discussion? All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay.
And then a motion and a second to approve as amended.
Yes.
Motion to approve as amended.
Second.
Motion and second to approve as amended. All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. All right, thank you. Item number 12, resolution number 2022-369, entering into an economic development agreement with FB 1907 LLC to provide financial assistance for certain capital improvements to the commercial building located at 164 South Foster Street at an amount not to exceed $190,000 over a period of 10 years, based on sales tax and generated on retail sales derived solely from the operation of Toro Tapas and wine and/or other commercial tenants.
Motion for approval.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 13 is resolution number 2022-370, authorizing the issuance of the city's 2022 limited obligation revenue warrant in the amount of $190,000 in regard to the participation with the economic development agreement by and between the city of Dothan, Alabama, and FB 1907 LLC.
Motion for approval.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 14 is resolution number 2022-371, entering into an agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation for the maintenance of a sidewalk constructed in conjunction with the Popeyes development at 4220 Ross Clark Circle.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 15 is resolution number 2022-372, awarding the bid, entering into an agreement, and issuing a notice to proceed to Sports Turf Incorporated for the Grandview Elementary Multipurpose Athletic Field in the amount of $876,800.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second for approval. Any discussion?
Is this the Grandview campus, or is it the Wiregrass Park area?
This is the Grandview campus.
And we're just facilitating this. This is getting reimbursed by is it Dothan, correct?
That's correct, sir, yes. So the Visit Dothan is actually funding this, and we're running the contract, and Visit Dothan will reimburse us for it.
Thank you.
So thank you,
Thank you,
Visit
Visit
Dothan. Aaron.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 16, resolution number 2022-373, entering into an agreement with Acuity Brands Lighting Incorporated for a 3-year annual maintenance contract with the Wiregrass Public Safety Center at a fixed yearly cost of $4,950.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 17 is resolution number 2022-374, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with the Dothan Housing Authority to provide funding for building improvements in the amount of $5,490 as identified in the Community Development Block Grant 2022 Annual Action Plan, and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion? If you'll notice that all the next several of these sub-recipient agreements are all funding that's coming from CDBG, Community Development Block Grant. So it'll be just repeating it, but different entities. So just so the crowd will know what we're doing. Any other discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 18 is resolution number 2022-375, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with the Southeast Alabama Community Action Partnership to provide funding for building improvements in the amount of $44,680 as identified in the CDBG 2022 annual plan, and appropriating the funds for said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 19 is resolution number 2022-376, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with SpectraCare Health Systems Incorporated to provide funding for public services in the amount of $7,901.50, and building improvements in the amount of $10,230, and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 20 is resolution number 2022-377, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with the Wright Star Foundation to provide funding for public services in the amount of $18,317.50, and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 21 is resolution number 2022-378, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with Exchange Center for Child Abuse Prevention to provide funding for public services in the amount of $18,901.50, and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 22 is resolution number 2022-379, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with Legal Services of Alabama Incorporated to provide funding for public services in the amount of $7,848.50, and appropriating the funds for said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 23 on your agenda is resolution number 2022-380, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with the Wiregrass Rehabilitation Center to provide funding for economic development in the amount of $12,960, and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 24 is resolution number 2022-381, entering into a sub-recipient agreement with the Wiregrass Habitat for Humanity to provide funding for housing in the amount of $91,190 and weatherization in the amount of $53,494 and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 25 is resolution number 2022-382, enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Dothan Leisure Services Department for the purchase of equipment in the amount of $9,265.50 and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion, questions? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 26, resolution number 2022-383, entering into a memorandum of understanding with the Dothan Fire Department and the Dothan Housing Authority for the purchase of equipment in the amount of $12,733.50 and appropriating the funds for the said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 27 is resolution number 2022-384, entering into an agreement with Avenue Insights and Analytics, LLC, to administer and collect the city's sales and use taxes for a 3-year period beginning June 1, 2023.
Motion for approval.
Motion and seconds for approval. Any discussion?
What is their fee for that? Just curious.
Ramona, what is the fee?
In 2022, we paid them just under $400,000 for collecting the 95, almost 95%.
So it's based on a percentage of collections?
Yes, it's, per business is 1.95% or $2.92, whichever is less per transaction.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other questions, discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 28 is resolution number 2022-385, entering into an agreement with Avenue to administer and collect the city's lodging taxes for a 3-year period beginning June 1, 2023.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 29 is resolution number 2022-386, entering into an agreement with Avenue for business license discovery and recovery services for a 3-year period beginning June 1, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 30, resolution number 2022-387, accepting funding from the United States Secret Service for participation in the Birmingham Field Office Cyber Fraud Task Force for the reimbursement of overtime, training, or certifications totaling $2,000 and appropriating the funds for the said funding.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 31 is resolution number 2022-388, amending resolution number 2020-156, an agreement with the Alabama Law Enforcement Support Office by accepting the state plan of operation addendum to comply with requirements established by Presidential Executive Order 14074.
Motion to approve.
Motion and seconds for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. Item 32 is resolution number 2022-389, entering into an inducement agreement with Hudson Alpha Institute for Biotechnology for Hudson Alpha Wiregrass and appropriating funds for said agreement.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. We have some discussion. Comments?
Glad to have them in the area. Glad to have you all here. Thank you. Thank you for your time and efforts, all of you.
Any other comments from the commission?
I think this has the potential, real potential, to be a transformative thing for our community. And I hope that the general public understands this opportunity. and that we embrace the opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Lamb, for engaging in this, Neil. Dean, everybody that's been, involved. So thank you. I'm very much looking forward to this project.
Anybody else, Commission?
Yeah, I too, Mayor, I want to thank you guys for looking at Dothan and considering our area. We've all been to Hudson Alpha in Huntsville and walked out on the roof of the building and saw that campus. It's the second largest research park in the country, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Lamb, is that correct? It's a unique opportunity for us, and, it's been said that fortune favors the bold, and this is certainly a bold initiative, and I'm betting on us and our community to really, like Gant said, a transformative type effort. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of our work.
Dr. Lamb, I would invite you to step forward to the podium if you'd like and make your comments if we're at this particular point.
Thank you, Mayor Saliba. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Commissioner Ferguson, you just used the word, it's a bold initiative, and it is a bold initiative. It is about growing the economy of the Wiregrass and adding the field of genomics, building on the agricultural heritage that is so rich here in the community. Bringing genomics expertise, Dr. Josh Clevenger, who's one of the world's probably foremost experts, maybe the most expert on peanut and peanut genomics, and using those kinds of tools to transform the way we think about agriculture. And then by building that presence, being able to recruit additional companies and grow new companies around ag and ag innovation, and then building the workforce for those companies and for that research, and working with all of the students across the Wiregrass and educators, creating this truly cutting-edge piece, but in a community that doesn't necessarily have to sit on the east or west coast, doesn't have to have an academic university to anchor it. The field now allows us to do this work in lots of places, and Dothan is an ideal spot. Hudson Alpha is honored and excited to work with the city of Dothan, and I thank you for the opportunity that you're providing us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Anybody else in the Commission? I will add my comments as well, and I want to say thanks to Dr. Lamb and Dr. Clevenger and the entire team at Hudson Alpha. I think it is truly a transformational time and period for us, and return on investment can mean more than dollars. It can even mean more than jobs. It's a heritage and a legacy, I think, that our children and grandchildren will take part in way past our time of sitting up here, and I'm excited about that. I will say this on a personal note as well. I've had a lot of different engagements with economic development opportunities, and I truly feel the genuineness and the compassion and the passion for this nonprofit entity, Hudson Alpha Biotechnology. Truly want to make a difference in our world and solving problems that we have, and I appreciate that more than you can know. So thank you so much. Any other comments? We'll call the question. All in favor say yay.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. All right, thank you, everyone. Resolution, item number 33, resolution number 2022-390, appropriating $975,000 to Spectra Care for assistance in opening a crisis diversion center.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Would you like to get something for the media comments and?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, if I can, call on Mr. Matt Parker, who's been coordinating this project on our behalf.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Also want to recognize Melissa Kirkland, our CEO for Spectra Care. Melissa, you can come up here if you don't mind. I'll tell you what, we are very excited with the tremendous work that the state of Alabama has done with our legislative delegation. We'll have a little more comment after this meeting. And the city and the county partnership and Spectra Care. A lot of work has gone on with Melissa's team and our delegation, Governor Ivey's team, to really address mental health. And there's a gap still in America for having crisis diversion centers. That's one of the biggest challenges out there. We thankfully have the opportunity, thanks to our delegation and the governor's appropriation and Melissa and her team's work, to secure $7 million for operational. Our challenge was to try to find a facility and make it cost-effective. And it really, truly takes the city and the county and the state working together to make this happen, to create this center. But we're excited about what this center is going to do. It's going to represent basically about a $9.4 million project first year, and then continue about 160 more people, and really provide that gap in the mental health crisis market, not only to complement law enforcement, medical, but the community as a whole. Got a tremendous need out there. I think the pandemic accelerated that, and your work and your guys' leadership is going to fill that void and create and build that foundation for many, many years, and helping so many families out there. And there's so much to talk about this issue as a whole. I don't know where you stop. I don't know where you begin on it, but your work and your leadership and support is paramount to make this happen. So we can't thank you guys enough for your consideration on this.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to thank Representative Klaus back there. I'm not sure if any of our other delegation are here. Thank you guys for your help. It's badly needed, for sure. And I think some of the people sitting up here will probably be some of your first customers.
He looked over this way. Did you notice that?
But I would ask, Melissa, that you guys partner with our PD and have a relationship with them to really have an impact on our citizens, positive impact. Thank you.
Thank you very
Any other
much.
discussion, comments?
We're taking these monies out of pretrial diversion funds.
Yes, sir, that's
Can
correct.
somebody talk to me about the monies that are captured within that program? Do we have any idea what's captured per year in that program?
Can you answer that, Ramona, annually?
Yes, sir. The program began in 2012, so each year we capture around 400,000. And to date, we have not spent any of that money on any other programs. So we have a net of about 3 million set aside for this project or others.
If I'm not mistaken, Hamp Baxley was real instrumental in that
Yes.
program, and of course, he's long gone, but thank you, Hamp.
He's still here. I saw him the other day. He's still
Well, I mean, he's long gone from.
Not in this chamber. Right.
alive. He's alive.
He's still with us.
He's with us.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah.
And for the record, could we explain what the program is, what the pretrial diversion program is, and where the funding comes from for the public?
I'll do my best on that first part, but if someone is arrested or gets a fine, they can enter the pretrial program to avoid it going on their record. And there are certain requirements that the judge requires them to meet. So the city collects a fee for entering the pretrial program and then collects those fines from that individual. We then pay up the fines to the court, and then we keep what is left.
Thank you.
I think you did a great job. Joe, you got anything to add?
You did a good job.
Okay, good.
Must say, Mayor, this is real big for our city right now. And as I said before, you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. I think today that Dothan has been a part of the solution. We do have an endeavored amount of people with mental health and other issues and whatnot regard to this. I've been on that side of law enforcement where I've seen that, and it took some time. We had an incident where we had a gentleman who used to be at the sign downtown that and I think eventually he died. But and there's other cases and whatnot. I see it a lot throughout the district, but I think this is real big, and I pray and I hope that through our strategic planning, we can pretty much go further in this as well, also incorporate some more funding as well within our school system with a little partnership with the Spectacor. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. No more discussion. I'll call the question then. All in favor say yea.
Yea.
Any opposed say nay. Item 34 is resolution number 2022-391, modifying the contract with Lewis Construction LLC for the Phase 2 of the renovations and additions to Rip Hughes Stadium project to include change orders resulting in a cost increase of $272,201.75 for a total amended contract amount of $9,629,946.64 and appropriating the funds for the said change orders.
Motion for approval. Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any questions on this item?
Do we have a hard date when this is going to be done?
Mr. Love?
Yes, we're
Can-
about 95%.
Andy, can you give us just a quick overview of what we're doing here?
Sure, absolutely. So the first question, we're about 95% complete on the project right now. Some final paving around the well, the southwest corner of the property, concession stand, they're putting in the tile flooring now, kitchen equipment will be delivered soon. We still have some supply chain issues. Our air conditioning systems are still not on site for all three of the new buildings, so that's delaying final completion, but we're approaching substantial completion once we get those final pieces of equipment in, and the project will be complete here in the very near future, in the next few weeks, I anticipate. So what we're doing today here, this change order, in the southwest area, the southwest corner of the parking lot, which we were challenged to get repaved. We finally got some dry weather, and we were able to get that done this fall, and we got a lot more of it done than we originally anticipated. So you're seeing additional cost here. The two amounts, it kind of adds up to $272,000, was about $50,000 of digging out and backfilling where the roadway goes next to the southwest corner of the stadium, and then there's about $222,000 for additional paving that was done there in that southwest. We expanded that area of the southwest parking lot, got almost all of it back. And so of this amount, I don't anticipate, I think we'll finish the project and then come back in with a deductive change order, the exact amount to be determined once we close out the project. But right now, we're looking at probably another $175,000 of obligations to close out the project. So rather than continue to come back to y'all, nickel and dime y'all, we asked for these two change orders to give us additional authority, but I don't anticipate using all of this authority. Hopefully, I will come back. Y'all can hold me to that. I hope I will come back with a deductive change order here when we close out this project in a few weeks.
So if you come back, you're going to pay it.
That's what he said.
Yes. I'm confident, I'm fairly confident that we'll come back with a deductive change order to close this out.
When do you think the mechanical equipment being, Andy, any idea?
It was supposed to have been in, the last date we had was the 17th of November from the manufacturer. That date came and went. I have not gotten another update on those pieces of equipment. So, but that's what, it's well overdue now, so hopefully soon, but I don't have a concrete date for you.
Any questions? Thank you, Andy.
Yes, sir.
All right, no other questions, discussion, all in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 35 is resolution number 2022-392. It's awarding the bids and approving other purchases over $15,000 by the city.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 36, resolution number 2022-393, approving advanced travel requests for city employees.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 37 is an acceptance of a right-of-way warranty deeds, temporary easement deeds, permanent easement deeds from Young W. Folsom, Catherine B. Folsom, and Donna C. Ben Barak for the Honeysuckle Road Improvements Project.
Motion for approval.
Motion and a second is for approval and acceptance of the right-of-way deeds. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. Item 38, likewise an acceptance of a utility easement from, and I suppose that's the correct spelling, Both Sand Properties LLC for power to 1151 Ross Clark Circle.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second for acceptance. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed say nay. 39 is acceptance of utility easement from UMH Properties Incorporated for power to 2390 Denton Road.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second is for approval. Any discussion? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay. City Manager, turn it over to you for admin agenda, please.
Yes, sir. Administrative meeting agenda. First item is approval of the minutes from the November 15th meeting.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second is approval for the minutes. Any discussion or changes? All in favor say yea.
Yay.
Any opposed, say nay.
Second item is a discussion item for the creation of a public building authority for the city of Dothan. So a public building authority is a tool that is provided via state law, not unlike some of the other boards that we have already created, an industrial development board, a downtown redevelopment authority, commercial development authority. These boards and authorities have specific abilities to accomplish whatever their charge is, whether that's downtown redevelopment or commercial development or industrial development. Public building authority is just that. It has the authority to construct public buildings, and there are a number of advantages to utilizing a public building authority to do this. So basically, as we move forward with our downtown project, a number of buildings that we will be constructing are public buildings, namely a potential cultural arts center, a new arena, new city hall, and other public buildings, possibly a judicial center, improvements to our police department, and other things. So the Public Building Authority has the ability to issue debt, issue and hold debt that will likely be necessary for the construction of some of those facilities. The advantage to them issuing the debt is that it doesn't then count against the city's ability to issue debt or grand total of the debt that we can hold. Secondly, there are some advantages of the Public Building Authority in the construction process. As you know, we typically do a design, bid, and build construction process where the low bidder is awarded a project. The Public Building Authority has the ability to do things a little bit differently. It can be bid, or they can use a construction manager at risk, and that process enables us to have a contractor working with the design team from the early stages so that they can incorporate design items, cost-saving measures into the project from a very early stage, and ultimately produce a better project for a lower cost. So with that, we think that there are plenty of advantages here to use this tool that has been provided to us by the state. I've provided to you today some of the process that is necessary to create this authority. So that the first item would be a petition to be submitted to the City Commission requesting that the authority be created, and then articles of incorporation and a draft resolution for the commission to consider. So at this point, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
How could you get a better product at a lower cost without a bid?
Well, that has to do with the fact that you can bring the builder, the contractor, into the process at a much earlier stage and involve them with the design team so that the designer and the contractor are working together on the building construction, so that you get the benefit of both the design expert and the building expert coming together in the design.
Because that'd be my only concern, that
Yes,
if, we have so much stuff to build and only so many resources and only so many partners, that if you didn't have a lower bid system, you may not be able to do all of it. The money may eventually run out. I don't know if anybody else feels
I feel like we should discuss this at strategic, kind of hold off a little bit, and discuss this a little more in depth at strategic meeting.
If the board was created, or the authority, I guess, created, would the commission have the ability to approve or disapprove whenever we wanted it to engage?
Yes, sir. So the way the Public Building Authority works, they have no authority without the commission. And so if the commission desires to build, let's say, a city hall, the Public Building Authority would be authorized to issue the debt for that project. That debt is secured by lease payments that are pledged by the city. Those lease payments are equal to the debt payment. And so without the city providing the backing for the debt, there's no way that they could issue debt. The city would lease the building from the Public Building Authority for the term of the debt. So let's say it was a 20-year bond issue. Then the Public Building Authority would hold that property for 20 years. At the end of that term, the property then could be deeded back to the city or disposed of, whatever you wanted to do at that time.
So that it's more of a financial conduit than
It is. Yes, sir. Very similar, again, to the Downtown Redevelopment Authority that serves as a conduit for redevelopment of downtown buildings, Commercial Development Authority, Industrial Development Authority. They all work essentially the same way, where the board itself has the ability to issue debt and hold that debt, and it not impact the city's ability to issue other debt. And then there are advantages, in particular with the Downtown Redevelopment Authority and the Public Building Authority in the construction process itself. And so for a project, a city hall, I don't know what the price will ultimately be. Let's say that's $40-50 million building, a downtown project of the total investment of a couple of $100 million that we're talking about from various sources, some of it borrowed, some of it from grants. So a lot of it will depend on how much debt we need to issue for these projects. But again, the advantage is whatever debt we issue through these authorities doesn't count against the city's constitutional debt limit.
Is there a particular reason why we need to go ahead and be moving on that now, or instead of waiting for a couple of months?
Well, the first project that we are involved in is the Opera House, the addition to the Opera House and the Opera House renovations. As you know, we're engaged heavily in that design process now. Our expectation is to try to begin construction on that in the summer of 2023. And so if we are going to utilize a construction manager at risk, we need to get that person on very soon so that they can be involved with the architect in the design of the building. If we choose to delay, then either we're not going to be able to use the CMR for this project, or the project is going to end up being delayed somewhat.
Each project would have to be approved by the city commission
Yes, sir.
before it would be placed under the Public Building Authority.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so if we moved this forward to be voted on in a couple of weeks, it could apply to this first phase, but it may, and then if the commission discusses it at strategic planning, then we could decide not to use it again if necessary, or to use it again.
Well, that's exactly correct. We can create the board and then make decisions whether we're going to utilize it at a later date. Again, it's just a tool in the toolbox that we can use.
But if we wait for strategic plan, we don't have to waste the paper and pen if we wait, right?
I'm sorry?
But if we go ahead and wait for strategic planning, we don't have to waste no paper and pen discussing that, right? We can just air it out then.
You certainly could.
Would a work session work for you, Kevin, or? Yeah, we definitely need to talk about this. Yeah, it's a big, not saying it's good or bad, just think we need, for the sake of time, we could be here all day, but maybe we could schedule a work session.
And we've had some discussion and given some information just on the different projects in downtown. The Public Building Authority is appropriate for some construction. The Downtown Redevelopment Authority will be appropriate for other construction. It could be that we just do a traditional design bid build through the City Commission for other projects. Our intent is to recommend to you the mechanism that we believe will provide the best product at the best price, just depending on what that building is. But there are a number of authorities that are available to us to use. And just for your information, we've both, Mr. Morris and I have been in contact with people from the city of Huntsville, the city administrator there, the finance director. They have used the Public Building Authority for some recent construction. They have an amphitheater, entertainment amphitheater that they've used it on, and they've also used it on their City Hall building, and to great effect.
Okay. If you could get with our calendars and then see if there's a time we could soon, not next week, but maybe the next, we could look at that executive session.
Work session.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I'd like to do this as quickly as we could. I mean, if this is something to take advantage of, I don't want to, miss an opportunity. It sounds, from what I've read, to be a good opportunity, another tool in the toolbox.
Yes, sir.
I'd love to be able to look at it and not miss this opportunity on the first thing with the Opera House, if we could. So if we could do that work session this month, so we could not, have that available and for us to decide.
Okay. All right.
Very good. Item 3 is privileges of the floor, and I have a privileges of the floor request from Josephine Parrish. Ms. Parrish?
Sure. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's been a while since I've been here.
Yes, ma'am. And just as a reminder, you would state your name and then
Okay.
be aware of
My
it.
name is Josephine Parrish. I actually live in the Ford Country area. My representative, Mr. Kirkland, is here. I'm in District 2. The reason I'm here is I hate to bring this up. I brought it up multiple times, but now that the city is actually actively engaged with the revitalization of the neighborhoods, I wanted to draw your attention to the rental market. In my neighborhood, there's 47% are rentals, okay? So that's pretty impactful for my neighborhood. And what I've done here is I've laid out a lot of information for you to review. I don't want to go over all the details about it, but I do want to highlight some things concerning my own skill sets that actually is relevant to this very thing. I'd like to draw your attention to fact number 4 in my career history, that I've had an opportunity to serve in the 2002 Winter Olympics in the state of Utah. I worked at a prestigious ski lodge and offered 5-star services for the homeowners and the guests during that time frame. I'd like to draw your attention to number 5. I worked directly with developers, custom home builders, skilled tradesmen in the creation of multi-million-dollar properties within the Wasatch Front throughout my career. Fact number 6, my career includes serving in the high-end residential and rental properties within the Park City, which is one of Utah's premier year-round hotspots. And lastly, for my own career history, number 8, from the mid-1980s to the mid-2000s, I was directly involved in Wasatch Front's infrastructure and high-end residential developments. This is really key to what I want to present to you at this moment in time. I have a history now with Dothan, and I've got to say that it has been a real challenge for me. It really has been a challenge. I've been here 5 years, and I have researched all the city's visions and goals, from the strategic plan to the business plan to Highway 84 corridor project to everything that the city is involved in concerning the area in which I am focused on, which is, the southeast section of Dothan and in the residential market. I'd like to say that all these efforts that I put forward is really frustrating me because I see very little acknowledgement in those efforts. I've written a lot of emails, which I would like to refer to this packet that I sent to you. A couple recent emails. August the 20th, both to Mr. Cowper and Saliba to talk about the conditions of the neighborhood and the lost sale of my property, which was directly related to the condition of the neighborhood. It was my frustration with that. And then another email that I had sent September the 7th to Mr. McDonald, Mr. Cowper, Mr. Saliba about the effects of the neighborhood having on the declined property values for your review. Okay, I hate to be really a repeating everything that I've said before, but in my area, these homes have been built 50s, 60s, and early 70s. They were never designed to have multiple vehicles. And that has been a chronic problem on top of all these other issues that we're dealing with in terms of the rentals. And I don't want to get into real specifics of it. This is why I wrote this out for you, so that you can review it and discuss it amongst yourselves. But I do have some goals and solutions that I would highly suggest. Let me bring your attention to, let's see here. Let's go through them one by one. There's 9 of them.
Ms. Parrish, it reminds you that we...
How much time do I have? We're out of time? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Goals and solution, I want to hit one primary one. All rentals, not 2 or more, all rentals should be in the rental pool database run by the city and monitored by the city. And please, take all those goals and solutions at heart, because this is very effective in Utah, and it will be effective here. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's all I have, sir.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.